I really wanted to live on Galiano, and I came 25 years ago. At the time, there was absolutely nothing on Galiano, and I had to make a living. So I decided that, well, which would be easier for me will be to have a little restaurant and a B&B, because this is the only thing I knew how to do.
I've been an artist forever and ages, and having been on the island for 35 years, I've done every imaginable little job except house clean.
Before I was here, I was a commercial artist, and I was also doing construction work.
This bathtub is one of the features that people have come for, and we put it in for us because we really love bathing outdoors, with no idea that it was going to take off and be such a special treat for people.
How often do you go home from a Howard Johnson and say, I was in the neatest Howard Johnson, had 2 beds, an ensuite bathroom, and a television set? You know, like there's no story. Yeah, there was a time at the beginning when 2 of our guests, both lawyers from Victoria, had engaged me in a conversation around the table. And we're sitting, and they're sitting very properly. And I can remember they were sitting so properly that they even had their knees, like in the Emily Post style, knees together. And at that point, someone came to the door who was a hippie that I'd met. He was in beads, long hair, and he came along with his biker friend, who had leather jackets and studs and a ring in his ear, and on his knuckles he had rings on every knuckle and tattoos as well. So the 2 of these walked in, and the atmosphere around the table changed dramatically. Suddenly the women had nothing that they could say, and realized that socially they had to say something. So they looked, and they said, probably their judgment showing just a little. So what is it that you do to the 2 boys? And the biker said, well, I sew. And the one lawyer spilled her tea.
But a very bad customer too. Last Sunday, for example, a couple came and they wanted to eat, and okay, so they order, and then I bring them their soup and their salad. And then I noticed they were not quite eating the salad, you know, they were a bit nervous. And the woman said, well, my husband thinks that we are a bit rushed. Well, you should have told me, we will have rushed you, but, you know, we have to cook the food. I mean, we don't prepare it in advance. So anyway, I brought them the food, and they dumped the salad on their plate, and they ate fast. And as soon as they finished, they left, and I told them, well, this is not a fast food restaurant, you know. Next time you should go to the pub, maybe, or somewhere else, but not here. Because I hate when people come and don't enjoy their dinner, you know. I mean, I think when you come to my place, you have to take time and want to enjoy the dinner, if not.
And the other thing that we do here as well is to offer people a different lifestyle experience. You get someone to close their eyes. Close your eyes. Now, open your eyes. And they open their eyes for a second, and close their eyes immediately. You put them in front of a flower, in front of a dragonfly, in front of anything. And it's like that's the only thing that's in their eyes, and it's like a photograph. Now the stories are coming a mile a minute.
Yeah.
You want one more short one?
One day I got a call from one of my good customers who live on Parker Island, and he booked a table for 4 people. And so we cooked the dinner and we prepared. And around 6 o'clock he phoned me back and he said, well, do you know who's coming for dinner at your place tonight? And I said, no, well, you are coming and you probably bring some friends. And he said, well, the president of Malaysia is coming to eat at your place. So right away I was in a big panic, because that night on the dinner, on the menu, we had pork. And right away I thought, well, he's not going to eat the pork because they are Muslim, you know, so we had to change everything. Finally they came around 9:30, so there was the president of Malaysia and his wife, and the finance minister, you know, and someone else, and Jeff was there. So anyway, so they were really nice, actually, very well educated people. They spoke perfect French, you know. And then by the time they finished, like it was 10:30 and it was pouring rain. So anyway, so I said, well, it's pouring rain. If you want, I can give you a ride back to the harbor. But I'm sorry, my car is a total disaster, you know. It was not a car for a president. So the finance minister and the president sat at the back. And the wife, well, sat in the front with me because I can only take 3 people in my car. And so anyway, so we started to drive down, and suddenly what do I see? 6 little Chinese people running behind my car, and this was a bodyguard. We had been outside the restaurant all the time, and we did not even realize that they were outside the restaurant, and there was 6 little Chinese people running down the hill behind my car. I thought it was so hilarious, you know.
If it were about making breakfast and making beds, we'd be out in a minute. Yeah. It's the people. Yeah. You want another story?
At least, yeah, let's have